Hi, this is Travis with Wakanda Boats. We're here in Republican City, Nebraska. We're also in Glen Elder, Kansas. And today we're excited to show you the new 2018, this is the 2025 Impact XS. So for some of you guys that are familiar with the 20-foot impacts, always in the past it was called the Impact Sport. And you can see it was changed this year to the XS. And anytime you see an XS on a Lund, that basically tells you that it has integrated jump seats in the rear casting deck. So in my opinion, it's a much preferred interior design, and we'll get more into detail on that when we get to the inside of the boat. Now this boat was a special order, so we have some options on here that we wouldn't always necessarily stock. We're looking at a black silver here, and one of the things that he did that I really like is he upgraded to the 3D chrome Lund logo. Now a lot of the higher end Lund models, that's a standard feature, but probably 75% of them it is an option, and I really like that option because it's inexpensive and it really sets the boat off. One other thing he did that a lot of guys don't necessarily do a lot is he went with the galvanized trailer. And it's good to know that you have that galvanized trailer option for guys that are ever going to go on salt water or real brackish water. It's a good idea to consider that galvanized trailer. It's basically designed for that type of a setup. So again, we're looking, it's got a tandem axle, so we got disc brakes, and we put load guides on the trailer for him, and you can see we put the spare tire. And you swing here to the rear, it's like all the Lund Shorelander trailers, you're going to have LED lights, and you have retractable tie downs here in the back. So, and most all your 20-foot impacts you're going to see is a 200 L4 Verado. In my opinion, that's really the only engine to put on this boat. We have sold them in the past with 150s and 175s, and they will do okay, but for resale value purposes and things like that, I think the L4 200 is the way to go, which is what he did. He did also put a tiller 9.9 kicker on there. Just part of his preference. I know a lot of guys would do a remote. This one in particular here has a tiller. And again, it's the good thing about this video, you're going to be able to see what one looks like rigged. The guy's just finished rigging it here in the shop. So you can see he went with a Lowrance, he's got a HDS 12 with the 3D structure. So you can see with the 3D structure, you're going to have two transducers. You can see you have your side and down imaging transducer, and then you have your 2D transducer. And in this, any 3D structure, it's going to require both of those transducers because they actually work in sequence with each other in how they read bottom. So we've got that all set up. You can see it's super wide, really nice boat. This is really a good option for a guy that prefers a 20-footer that's still trying to meet a budget. This is a good option to look at. So let's come up here to the interior, and we're going to talk about, because that's where most of the changes were made for 2018. Now, this customer put a lot of extra options on this that we'll talk about here briefly. Now, you're going to get 4 seats with your 2025. We put the comfort package on this, so you've got air ride pedestal seats, and then it comes with a good kicker stereo. You can see down here, one of the great things they changed when you call it an XS. So you can see we have the integrated jump seats back here. So you got added seating capacity when you need it, and then you fold these up just like most all of the jump seats, and you have storage. This is your crank battery here. And then we've got storage here on the port side, here in the rear casting deck. And then we've got a really big rear live well here that has recirc and it's lighted and timed. And the great thing about this, if you remember, the guys that would do the sports back in the day, if they wanted jump seats, they had to do the flip seats. So the seats would be up or you would flip them down. And the problem with that was when you flip those seats down, it really sucked up a lot of your cockpit space, which is why I much prefer this design, because you have these seats here if you need them, but they're not taking up any extra space like the old design was. Now you can see he also had us add the sport top. They call this the Lund sport top, and this is another great thing. This will actually stow out of the way, similar to like a crossover or a tie-e, so you can get that top out of the way when you're not using it. So but it's there if you need it. So that's another great change that they made here for 2018. It does have the ski pylon equipment's going to come standard. You can add the pylon for the guys that are going to do the tubing and things like that. And then of course you have your rear seat base here, so you can move either one of these seats up here for your rear casting deck. I didn't mention when we were in the back, it has a really nice boarding ladder as well. This is similar to the tie-es and crossovers. It's integrated inside the splash well, and it's a nice 4-step folding telescoping ladder. Good grab handle there. And you can see we got hydraulic steering, and then we got it rigged there. There's his tiller 9.9 kicker. And let's keep moving here to the side. We've got really good spacious storage here on the port side. We got his rod holders all rigged up there. A lot of storage here. Now he did the Well, this would be called the port side rod tubes we added here. So if you want to add rods in here, you can. That is another option on the impacts that he did that is a good idea. And then, again, this is lockable. Let's move over here to the starboard side. We've got a nice open cubby hole here. And you can see the gunnel's nice and recessed, similar to the Pro V, so you got plenty of elbow room here. For the guys that would do a remote kicker, there's plenty of room here for that control box. And of course, you got your main control here. A really good ergonomic dash. We've got all your instrumentations all readily available. You can see we got his HDS 12 mounted here on an XL RAM. Everything runs off your master switch just like all the other Lunds do. And then we'll move down here. This is another option you always want to do on an impact, which is this would be called your port and starboard sliding drawers. So you got your console drawers, port and starboard. And it's just like the Pro Vs. It's a high quality drawer. It's got ball bearing drawer slides, and it is lockable. Okay. And again, similar to the Pro Vs, they upgraded the LED lights, and you won't be able to see that out here in the sunlight, but it does really light up really nice for the guys that like to night fish. Tilt steering, that's also part of that comfort package. And then let's move over here to the port side. We've got a really nice spacious glove box here. And then again, don't forget you also have your sliding drawer here that's lockable here on the port side. And then we added this, Lund added this to the 20s. You get your fish ruler here that's integrated inside the near the starboard console. And then again, just like all your impacts, we got a really nice size rod box here in the center. So that's 12 rod tubes there. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe you can actually get 8-footers on the top there. And I think 7.5 on the bottom. Want to make sure there, but now we have this rig for him with he went with a 36 volt XI5 motor guide. So we have 3 batteries, so your trolling batteries are mounted underneath this panel. So again, all your weight's right where it needs to be, forward center. And then we rigged this up for him, actually a 4-bank charger. So we've got 3 of the banks going to his trolling batteries. We ran the 4th bank back to the rear to his rear cranking battery. So when he plugs his charger in, all 4 batteries are getting charged simultaneously. Okay, and we'll move up here to the bow. Just like any impact you get, you're going to get a bow live well. Very good spacious live well by bow standards, lighted and timed. And then you've got a really good size dry storage compartment here on your starboard side. And he rigged this with an HDS 9. We've got that Ethernetted together with the 12 to his motor guide with the gateway kit. And then we'll move back here. This is a really big compartment here on the port side. This is a premium travel cover. That's that snapless cover that just clips on the Pro Track on the outside of the gunnel. So it's a very handy travel cover. And if you look over here, we also have a storage compartment here in front of the port side console. So again, you've got all that glove box space here. This is partitioned down to the big dry storage compartment here on your port side. And then also, if you do opt for the sport top like he did, you're also going to get what they call the walk-through curtain. So when you snap this up here, you can close your hatch, and it has a curtain that snaps on here, across. That helps keep that wind and weather from coming up into the cockpit. It makes a big difference if you're fishing early and late season when it's cold. So again, I really like the changes they made to this. Essentially this is a 2025 Impact Sport. Again, it's the XS, meaning you can see you're getting your integrated jump seats instead of having to add those flip seats that take up a lot of space. So any questions, you can always call or email us. Terry's in Glen Elder, Kansas. I'm Travis here in Republican City, Nebraska. Thanks a lot.